All right, so if you saw the headlines about Nvidia and Intel, chances are you got the wrong impression. Most people did. This wasn't a merger, it wasn't a takeover, not even a hostile move, nothing like that at all.
So what did happen? Well, Nvidia quietly went out and bought $5 billion worth of Intel shares. And that one move, well, it kicked off a huge question. How on earth was this allowed, and what does it actually change for everyone?
So, to really get to the bottom of it, we've got to start with what this deal is and what it isn't. And trust me, that distinction is absolutely crucial. Okay, so here's the number, $5 billion. That's what Nvidia spent to buy a big chunk of Intel. But it wasn't just any purchase. The nature of this deal, how it's structured, that's what's really important here.
And this brings us to a really key idea: ownership without control. See, even with that huge stake, Nvidia doesn't get a voting majority. They can't just take over the board or start telling Intel what to do day to day. And that one detail, that changes everything.
And that right there, that's exactly why regulators gave it the green light. You know, antitrust folks, their job is to block takeovers that kill competition. They don't block simple investments. This deal is all about influence, not command, so it lands squarely in the allowed column.
But hold on, there's actually another reason this sailed through so easily, and it's a much, much bigger deal. This isn't just about two tech giants. No, this is about geopolitics. Think about it. The US has a huge strategic weak spot right now, and the last few years have really put it under a microscope. Where do the most advanced chips come from? Mostly Asia. And a massive chunk of that production is concentrated in just one place, Taiwan. That's super efficient, sure, but man, is it risky.
And this is where Intel comes in. It's the only major American player that's really trying to bring advanced chip manufacturing back home, back to US soil. That makes Intel way more than just another company. It makes them a strategic national asset.
And when you see it that way, the logic behind the approval becomes crystal clear. It's like a puzzle where all the pieces fit. Nvidia, they need a reliable supply of chips. The US government, it desperately needs domestic manufacturing. And Intel, well, they need cash and credibility. This deal helps all three. So regulators didn't sign off because it was harmless. They signed off because it was useful.
Okay, so if it's so useful, let's talk about who it's useful for. Let's break down what each player is actually getting out of this whole thing.
It's pretty clear this is a three-way win. For Nvidia, it's about getting strategic access to manufacturing right here in the US. For the government, it's about beefing up a key strategic asset. And for Intel, well, they get money, a huge vote of confidence, and maybe the most important thing of all, time.
Let's zoom in on Nvidia's angle for a second. You gotta understand, this isn't some kind of rescue mission. Nvidia's already crushing it in AI. And this isn't about juicing next quarter's earnings report. No, this is about the long game. It's insurance. It's a hedge against some kind of global supply chain mess. And it gives them a seat at the table with a major supplier.
And what about Intel? What they get is arguably even more valuable than the cash. They get validation. I mean, after years of struggling with delays and falling behind, having Nvidia drop $5 billion on you, that sends a massive signal to the market that says, hey, Intel is still in the game. But you know, that good feeling only buys you time. At the end of the day, you still have to deliver.
So yeah, this whole alliance looks pretty powerful on paper, but it's not all smooth sailing. There are definitely risks here, big ones that could actually undermine the whole thing.
So you can basically boil it down to three main risks. First, you've got a classic conflict of interest. Nvidia is now a major shareholder in a competitor, so they could, try to influence things. Second, there's the risk of execution failure. Throwing money at a problem doesn't magically fix a company's culture or get rid of delays. And third, you have to worry about the industry itself. When two giants start cooperating this closely, it can sometimes slow down real head-to-head competition.
And there's something else here, a dynamic that not a lot of people are talking about. This partnership, it's not balanced. It's fundamentally asymmetric.
And here's what that means. For Nvidia, this $5 billion buys them options. It's strategic. If things go south, they can walk away and they'll be okay. But for Intel, this is survival capital. They can't walk away. And that power imbalance, well, it's going to shape everything that happens from here on out.
So where does that leave us? What's the final verdict here? Well, this isn't really just a bet on whether Intel can turn itself around. It's bigger. This is a bet on America's entire technological future.
And if you're an investor, what's the story for you? Look, this is definitely not a short-term play. If you're betting on Intel, everything, and I mean everything, depends on their execution. If you're looking at Nvidia, the financial risk is pretty limited, and the real prize is strategic, not something you'll see on next quarter's report. So you've got totally different risks, different timelines, and you should have different expectations.
When you step back and look at the big picture, what this deal really signals is a fundamental shift in how the world works. We're moving away from an era of pure globalization, where it was all about efficiency, no matter what. And we're moving into a new era of strategic localization, where being resilient, being secure, matters a whole lot more.
So let's just wrap this all up. At the end of the day, why did this deal get approved? 1. It doesn't give Nvidia direct control. 2. It strengthens American manufacturing. And 3. It lines up perfectly with a bigger, long-term national strategy.
But here's the thing to remember. Getting approved is not the same as being successful. This alliance has two possible futures. It will either become the backbone of America's future AI infrastructure, or it's going to be remembered as just a very expensive delay in an industry that does not forgive mistakes. There is absolutely no middle ground here.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.